Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's Bible studies once again. Uh, Today we are here by the grace of God to study the Word of God once again, and we are to look at a question that have to do with the future. A question that have to do with the future, and it is this way: what is the Bema judgment? What is the Bema judgment? Or sometimes they call it the judgment seat of Christ. What is the Bema judgment? Okay, good. I think some time ago, if you haven't listened to that tape, I think it is good to listen to it. We said everybody will be judged. An unbeliever and a believer will be judged. But what will happen is that believers' judgment is different from unbelievers' judgment, in the sense that we are all not going to be in a queue whereby Christ will determine you were worshiping me or you were following me, then go to heaven. You were not worshiping me, go to hell. That is not how it is going to be. There is a vast difference, a vast gap, about 1,000 years plus. That is in between the judgment of the believer and the judgment of the unbeliever. We said at the judgment of the unbeliever, if you listen to it, we said that one is not to determine salvation. Immediately you appear at that judgment is to determine the punishment that you deserve based on what you were doing on earth here with this your body. Good. So if on earth here your works are too wicked, or should I use very wicked, any of them that you think is good, fine. So if you are too wicked on this planet earth, it means you are compiling your punishment. That is why the other time we spoke about the degrees of punishment. So what you will receive will be different from somebody who is not wicked like you. Good. So when we come to this Bema judgment, we are going to look at how will it be and who are the candidates. This one, the candidates are only believers. Only believers are to appear before Christ for this Bema judgment, or also called the judgment seat of Christ. And we said with the Bema judgment, this one too, it is not also going to determine salvation. It's not salvation to determine salvation, whether you go to heaven or you go to hell. This judgment is to determine reward. Reward in the sense that whilst you accept Christ on earth here, what were you doing to promote the kingdom? What were you doing? Even though your works, let me just put it simple, your works, let me put it simple this way. We know that salvation is free. You don't work to get salvation, but you work to get reward. So good works are for reward, but they are not for salvation. So let us understand it that way. So don't think that because you are doing good things, that is where you had your salvation. No, that is not it. If you are somebody who is doing good, everything, you like the church matter, everything, your time, your resources, your money, your energy, you are just investing in the church, but you don't accept Jesus Christ, you won't get salvation. And if you don't even have one city and you accept Jesus Christ, then you'll be saved. So salvation is totally free, not even a peswa, not even a Ghana peswa, or maybe a cent, nothing. So with this judgment, the Bema judgment, those who are the candidates, they are the believers. And this is how it is going to be. We said this one, it is not to determine punishment, but it is to determine reward. To stand before Christ, for Christ to look at your works. Whilst you accept him, what were you doing? So he will look at your works and now say, okay, whilst you were on earth here doing, then I will give you this as your reward. Do you remember the master and the servants, when he was going, he gave them talents. Some 110, 15, another one. What happened? Others collected their talents and buried. Others were using their talents to multiply. So when he came, what happened? He said, you, the one who multiplied the talents that I gave you, you receive 10 portions and be ruling. And you, the one who bear it, you are a wicked. So you see, so under this judgment, what happens is that you yourself, you can go there and all your works will burn. You won't get any reward. People will be there without nothing, without anything. They won't get any reward based on the carelessness that they are. They accept Christ well, but they live carelessly. They don't do anything to promote the kingdom. That is what I mean. Good. So if your works can be burned out, everything, and you won't get any reward, but that doesn't mean that you go to hell. No. With that one, you still be in the good place, but you won't get any reward. That is what we mean by the Bema judgment, or the judgment seat of Christ. So doing good is good. It is not just for it is not for salvation, but it is for future. It's like you are doing a contribution. You are doing a contribution. You are doing shushu. You are doing shushu, putting it down for the future. That is why he said what? Christ, what did he say? Don't lay your treasure on this earth, but lay it up where nothing can destroy them. So good works are like treasure that you are laying up. Good. Let us read this place. We are going to read 2 Corinthians chapter number 5, verses 10. 2 Corinthians chapter number 5, verses 10. I read it this way. It reads this way. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each may receive what he is due to him for the things done whilst in the body, whether good or bad. Did you see? Have you seen it? Everyone must appear. Remember that he is not just saying everyone here to the whole world. He was talking to a church that he was speaking. So if I say everyone, it doesn't mean that with unbelievers, because the judgment seat here, no unbeliever, this Bema judgment, no unbeliever will be there. So if he says everyone here, it doesn't mean that he's speaking to the whole world. Remember that he wrote this letter to a particular church. So let's assume that I have come to your church and I'm saying, okay, all of you. Oh, so it's like that. So if somebody pick it outside there and is reading, the person may think that he's referring to the outsiders, but that is not how it is. So he was referring to the believers, that everybody. So if you accept him and you are still doing bad, you don't do good anything to support at least your much, especially our resources. What are resources? Energy, time, and what? Money. That is mostly what we do. Do you have time for the gospel? Do you use your energy? Do you want to use your energy and maybe your finances? That is the most major thing that you have to look at. Good. Now, it says what? We will all appear so that we will determine what we deserve to collect whilst we are still in this body. So it means these bodies that we are in, that is where our reward will be determined. So as of now, what your reward tomorrow will be determined by what you are doing today. So that is what we call the judgment seat of Christ, or the Bema judgment. For it is just for the believers alone, for them to receive their rewards, what they deserve. So you take what they deserve. If you remember the tape that we spoke about, degrees of punishment in hell, there will be degrees of punishment in hell. Not everybody will receive the same punishment. The same it is going to happen here. There will still be degrees of rewards in heaven. Not everybody will receive everything equally. So it will look like this. Let me put it this way. As we have rich people and we have poor people on this planet Earth, it will still be the same thing. Levels. So there will be levels. There will be levels. I'm not saying that it will be poor like the way here we don't get food. But I am just making an analogy so that you see how you compare things. It's just like a comparison. But that place, there's nothing like poverty. Even the most poor person who would be in heaven would be richer than the richest person on this planet Earth. So if you are the poorest person in heaven, I prefer to be the poorest person in heaven than to be the richest person on earth here. Okay, so let us also read this scripture, 1 Corinthians chapter number 3, verses 11 through 10 through 15. 1 Corinthians chapter number 3, verses 11 through 15. Good. It reads this way. It reads this way. For no one can lay any foundation other than the one already laid. Good. Which is Jesus Christ. Which is Jesus Christ. If any man builds on this foundation using gold, silver, costly stones, wood, hay, or straw, his work will be sown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire, and the fire will be the fire will be revealed. The fire will let me read it again. And the fire will test the quality of each man's work. If what he has built survive, he will receive his reward. If it is burned up, he will suffer losses. He himself will be saved, but only as one escaping through the flames. Did you see that? So that the foundation is already laid, and Christ is the foundation. So this foundation has already been laid. So I and you. So it means what we are doing. If you read the verse 10, it says that we are co-builders. The same chapter, we are co-builders. We are building with Christ. We are co-builders with Christ, and Christ that has already laid the foundation. Good. So remember that the Bible describes the church as a temple. So you are building. What you are doing, you are building. I'm also building. So you have your portion to build. But the issue is, what kind of material are you using to build now? Are you using gold, precious stones, iron, silver, straws, grass, or anything at all? Good. So it says that what you are using to build now, it will be tested through fire. The day will reveal it. It will pass through fire. And you know the material that can survive fire. Put gold there, it will shine the more. Put silver, iron, and those things, they will still stand. So you see, but put grass, put straws, put anything, some of plastics there, they will consume all. So meaning, some people are building using gold, others are building using grass, others are building using stocks. So you, what are you building using? Is it the gold, the precious stones, the grass, or the stocks? Fire will burn them one day. So it says that if the fire burn your work and your work still survive, if the work survive, this doesn't mean that if you have magic, you can use magic and your fire, they will put your wood inside fire. No, magic will not work there. Good. So let take note. So if your work is able to survive the fire, that means you have used quality materials, so you'll be rewarded greatly. But if your works are burned, like the stalks, the straws, grass, the hay, those ones, if they burn, what will happen is that you yourself will be saved from the hellfire, but no reward for you. You will not be rewarded. That is why I said what? They are going to be levels as we are on this planet Earth. The next world to come, they are levels. They are levels that we are going to be. You know that today some are ministers, let's say regional ministers, some are MPs ruling small areas, some are DECs, some, you see, because there are levels. And if you also come there, the same thing. Some will be ruling small areas, others will be ruling big areas, and if you come to the economy, the same thing. So it will be levels in that place. So that place, there will be levels. That is what we mean by Bema judgment, to determine what each and everyone will receive. And the only person who will stand there are the believers. So no believer will come here. So don't think that on the judgment day, whereby we always sing, on the judgment day, God will judge everybody. On the judgment day, God will judge. It will not be like that, whereby you think maybe all the believers and the unbelievers, they will be in one queue, like they are in a line to collect something, and God will not be looking at them. Oh, you were serving me, go to heaven. You were not serving me, go to hell. You were doing this. No, it is not going to be like that. Your determination is now. What you do before you die determine where you appear before. So this one is just for believers, and this one will just take place before the millennium. Immediately after the rapture, this one will take place. Immediately after the rapture, this judgment, this rewards determination will take place. So people will be rewarded before they enter into the millennium. They'll be rewarded before they enter into the millennium. And it will be after the millennium that the unbelievers will now go and appear before Christ to determine their punishment. So whilst others are appearing before Christ to determine the kind of reward, others will be appearing before him to determine the kind of punishment they will take. So which group do you want to belong to? Do you want to belong to the group that Christ will determine your punishment, or you want to belong to the group that Christ will determine your reward? Now, decide on your own and choose. The only way for you is to accept Christ now, so that tomorrow he will determine your reward. So it is better for Christ to determine your reward than to determine your punishment. Thank you for your time. May the good Lord bless you and keep you.